There we go. All right, we'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. We can all stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Whenever you're ready, roll call, please.
Justin Bronski. Rod Parrish.
Here.
Karen Tynas. Tim Parrish.
Here.
Lita Drain.
Here. Number 4, any public comments relating to the agenda? All right, seeing none, we'll go to number 5. Review and approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting dated Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. Motion to approve, please.
I'll second.
Rod.
Yes. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend the minutes. I'm sorry to say that, Joni. I just want to make sure that in the minutes it reflects that I encourage the road district to participate, the road commissioner to participate in the budget workshop just like the rest of the township did.
Wait. In your comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't
Can you
have to make a
please-
motion, do we?
Yeah, that essentially that I encourage the road commissioner to participate in the budget workshop just like the rest of the township did. That's it.
Anybody else, anything else? So motion approved with the amendment. Anyone?
So we do a roll call or what?
Then Tim's gonna make a motion to approve
Yeah.
as amended.
Oh, then you made that motion, then
I'll make that motion.
Then I'll second it.
Thanks, Joni.
Thanks.
Are you good?
As amended. Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Number 6, township warrants for approval for payment in the amount of $42,997.48.
I'll make a motion to approve
I'll second.
Any discussion? Comments?
How much did we contribute to the newsletter?
We paid the postage. It's on the credit card bill, it's like $3,300.
Okay. Then Mike,
And then Mike pays for the printing.
which is $27.76. Then, he's not here, but I was gonna ask him, there was an additional 300 stamps bought at the same time by him.
From UPS?
No, his was bought from the post office.
Well, I'm sure that's for his bills.
Okay.
Any other discussion for the town
I'm
bills?
good.
Whenever you're ready, roll call, please.
Rod Parrish.
Yes.
Justin Bronski.
Yes.
Tim Parrish.
Yes.
Karen Tynas.
Yes.
Lita Drain.
Yes. Motion carries. Number 7, road district warrants for approval for payment in the amount of $218,927.92.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay.
Discussion, comments?
I was just curious, there's a bill in there from Comtech for $19,342.80. Curious what that is. He's not here.
I didn't see
Concert or
it.
Contech?
Comtech, not concert.
How much was the price?
$19,42.80.
I'm looking here.
Is that the paver?
It was kind of a general invoice. It was kind of tough to tell what it was, so I was
It's
curious
right here.
as to what it was.
It is kind of engineered solutions from Atlanta.
I did not, but I
Didn't he
can
talk
find
about a
out.
paper last month?
I'm sorry?
Didn't he talk about a paper last month?
He bought for $16,000 slope control.
I'll find
So,
out and I will.
This is
This is-
independent of that.
Okay.
I'll find out and I'll email you in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
I had a question for him too, but I could wait till it's my comments. He's not here to answer it. It goes towards the whole ethics that hopefully will get adopted here. I see that we spent $90,000 on HR Green, and Akram from HR Green gave Mike a substantial amount of money in his political campaign, which I think is a ethics issue that we as a board are eventually gonna adopt something so that kind of stuff doesn't happen.
Anything else? When you're ready, roll call please.
Justin Bronski,
Yes.
Tim Parrish,
Yes.
Rob Parrish,
Yes.
Karen Tinus,
Yes.
Rita Drain,
Yes, motion carries. Number 8, we do not need, I was mistaken, we do not need an ordinance because that was approved back in February of 20 to have it. Deputy clerk, so as a courtesy, we just have it on there. And Joni has found somebody that she would like to appoint as deputy clerk.
I can introduce them all to you, when I get my glasses on. So Courtney Sessler, is a Nunda Township resident, for most of her life. She has extensive background in record keeping, legal documents, great attention to detail, so if in fact ever a deputy clerk was needed, she would be a great person to step in.
Awesome. Thanks, Courtney. Do you want to swear in now, or you want to wait?
I'll do it at the end with everyone.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? What do you think your long-term goal is with all our records?
What do you
All the
want?
paper stuff we have? I mean, I know we always have to keep them, but are you ever gonna move them over to electronic eventually or
Oh my
anything? I'm just curious.
So it's funny you say that. I was actually working with the previous supervisor on getting it set up so I could scan them all. And that was more of my preference than anything, but I still had to keep the paper documents.
Right.
Because they are legal documents. But it is something that I would like to scan them all, just because then you have that backup record.
Right.
Mhm.
Because right now it's gotta be like go fish to find something.
Yeah, we were working on that, and unfortunately weren't able to accomplish it.
Right.
Is that actually based on a statute that we
Yeah.
have to keep all the paper?
So,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you can have the state archivist come out, I think they're probably doing it again, and go through and tell you what you can destroy. But some of the basic stuff you're gonna have to keep, but like these vouchers that probably are in there that go back years and years, they're gonna tell you can get rid of them after a certain amount of time.
We have done, I keep those,
Okay?
and there's a form you have to fill out to send to the state, and I
Right.
did do that a couple years ago.
Yeah, the state
To
archivist
purge.
will come out and help
Yeah.
with that,
Yeah.
so.
It's a very good idea, and it's something I thought a lot about. We just unfortunately,
I have the form that shows what you can, and I could call the state and get it updated and give that to you.
I need
to
a
see.
scanner to do it, and that was part of it, without buying a scanner. So
We could
it was
look
like in
into
the
it.
works.
You can look into it.
And a staple.
Well, that'd be something you guys would decide. What?
Right, and a staple puller.
And a staple, what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it is actually a really good idea.
All right, number 9, any new business for the board?
Can you briefly give a discussion about the window quote?
Well, I've got several, but I need to publish it.
Right, so you're not gonna say
So
the number,
I'm not, I don't wanna
understand that.
disclose anything
Right.
until we do that. It'll be in the paper on Wednesday.
So the thousands of people who are listening right now should look for that.
I think so.
Look for that bid that's gonna be
Yes,
out
I
in the
would
paper for the
welcome
new
them
windows
all.
of this building.
Yep,
Right. Tell your brother-in-laws and everybody, it's-
yep,
and it is prevailing wage.
yes it is. Anything else? All right, number 10, any old business for the board?
Just want to touch and go on the newsletter. Hopefully, we're still working towards the master plan of trimming that circulation down.
Actually, right here under my report.
Yeah, because we spent $7,000 between postage and printing. That's $7,000 we could put towards something,
A scanner.
and get way more utility out of it.
Anything else?
But we are working towards that.
Yep. All right, number 11, public comments. Any public comments? 3 minutes. Anybody? All right, we'll go to number 12, reports. I am happy to report all offices are now on the one phone system. One phone number prompts to get you to whichever office. Most people are coming to my office, but that's fine. And then they go into the individual offices and can get right to Casey, right to me, right to Mike, right to Lisa. And I think it's great.
That's awesome.
I do. So the windows, we talked, we're gonna put it in the paper. I have some and we'll get more. The audit began and we're gonna do it remote, back and forth. It worked well last year. I don't see any problems this year.
That's with George.
Yes. And I'm working on designing the new website, which will lead us into getting the newsletter online.
The geese are gonna go away.
Huh?
The geese will go away.
No. Oh, gosh. Hopefully the old one that says schools in session will go away.
Yeah.
And lastly, I would like to thank Justin. It's been a pleasure working with you. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors while we're here in the winter and you're on a beach, like you said. But best of luck and really thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure. All right, town clerk. Should we all say it together?
The attestation public act, and I have a second. I'd like to say to Justin, it has been a pleasure working with you. I think you've been a great asset to this board and to the township. I think you're a great person professionally and personally, and I wish you only the best of luck in your new endeavor.
Mr. Lesbrance.
I missed the first part of the meeting, I apologize. Does anybody have any questions about, my bills?
The call passed.
Yeah, no, I was
You
just
still
wondering
asked.
what Comtech was for 19,342.
18-inch culverts,
That's what that was?
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Do you have anything else, Mike?
no, we're just, working away.
Okay, Mark's not here. Rob?
I had a question for Mark, which maybe Justin will answer because of his real estate background. Is Mark is petitioning people with multi-parcels to consolidate them to one single parcel. What is the benefit to the resident that does that? Just less paperwork for them, or does it end up being a tax break, or? I'm just curious.
No tax break, I can speak from experience.
So, I can see on his side why it's so great, but I was curious what the ambitious was of the resident to say, yeah, I wanna do that.
I've actually heard Mark address that before, and his reasoning is good. It's sound. It costs us less money.
Right.
If you have no future purpose for having the parcel split, it takes him less time to assess them, therefore it costs us less money. That's, because he's told me to do the same thing, and I've heard him tell other people to do that.
So that makes perfectly good sense, less parcels. I'll tell you from a taxpayer perspective why that would be a good deal too. So if you've had, like my place in Crystal Lake is on 5 pins. I think it was 6 pins, and I had 2 of them put together already. But then when you go to, the bank goes to take care of your escrow, my escrow gets screwed up every year. Or if you go to have it surveyed, then even though it's half an acre or whatever, it costs 5 times as much because you have 5 pins depending on what surveyor you tell. So it's messy on both ends, unless you have something like, well, I'm gonna build a house down the road on the place next door, then it makes sense to keep them split. but especially if you have a lot that's, you know, connected and is floodplain or not buildable, or, you know, just not feasible, that you're gonna split it off, it makes sense to reduce from both parties.
So if the resident is to do that, does the resident then need to give the plats of surveys if they don't have them in order to make it
No,
combine?
that's
two
a
parcels?
that's a lot consolidation.
Right.
That would be
That's
like
what I'm trying to
That would be
say.
like it's the same thing as a subdivision, only it's the other way where you consolidate. That's a process that you have to actually go through with the, here it would be the county unincorporated, but like where we live, if you had the lot, like your garage was on a separate lot, you wanted to consolidate and call it the Rod Parish consolidation for the two lots. That's a whole process that you don't need to go through. So if somebody had a lot and to build eventually on it, you can just, it's a separate pin, or it's a separate lot, you just get a new pin, sell it off. You can still do that. So it doesn't impact your ability to use ultimately.
So taxpayer side is convenience, our side is just saving money from all the paperwork.
Yeah,
Saving trees.
it's probably better not to get a second tax bill too, it's just one less thing they have to screw around with.
Okay, thanks.
Like I said, nobody's-
Tim?
Thank Courtney for stepping up, and, we run into an issue. You're there.
Was it a close race, Joni? Was it,
Yeah.
what was the count?
Was your second choice?
No, actually.
Want to welcome Cal. Cal, you're always welcome here. It's not typically exciting here. I know you're coming, I got a haircut, but it is what it is. Johanna, we welcome you here. I'm happy you won. I hope you never forget why you ran. I hope you overturn every stone, including the one that I am seated on. I hope you come in and bring a fresh set of eyes, perspective, and work well with all of us. And just don't ever forget why you ran. So, and Justin, thank you. It's been an interesting and entertaining 4 years. You're welcome. Thank you.
Karen?
I'll miss you too. Don't be a stranger. Come back. And stay, keep up with us. And I wanted to welcome Courtney, I wanted to welcome you as well, Johanna also, both of you. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any one of us. I'm always available if you guys ever need anything. And looking forward to working with both of you.
Justin?
So, yeah, saying Courtney, congratulations, Johanna, congratulations. I wish you both the best of luck, township. I fully appreciate the work sent up from everybody, and have enjoyed working with all of you too. And I'm excited. I'm excited to come sit back there with Bill.
Bill?
Well, as far as the cemetery, I really don't have any report. I will make a comment about the thing that Mark is trying to do. I didn't find it advantageous. And if I use the numbers, because I had 4 lots, I split 2 off and built my son a home. When they appraised value, and I'll make these figures up so it's easier to understand. My appraised value of my house was $300,000 on 4 lots. I split 2 lots off. They appraised those lots at $50,000. My house didn't drop from 300 to 250. So you tell me how to figure that out.
So part of the reason for that, so a vacant lot is taxed at its highest and best use. Lot, it's taxed as if it has an improvement on it.
But mine was appraised with all 4 lots under one roof, basically. When I built the new home, I split 2 lots off. I never got them denoted as vacant. They were always part of the same parcel.
So if they're part of the same parcel, then you're taxed on one parcel. If you have separate pins, and one of those pins is buildable, then you're taxed as if it has a house on it. So, case in point, my same place in Crystal Lake, that was one of the things I did to get my own taxes fixed, because I brought in one of the parcels, and I said, hey, I'm getting taxed, this is buildable, so it is buildable, and I said, well, except that the septic is on that parcel, and the other half's in floodplain. And they said, oh, so you can never build on it, I said, exactly, and when they fixed that, it saved about $1,000 a year. So that's another thing that's probably being fixed case by case where people put their lots together. You have people that are being taxed as if you have two houses. That's totally unrelated to the appraised value of your home, but it's another instance wherever there's a mistake in the tax setup for these parcels, these vacant parcels. I'm gonna guess that most of those mistakes are in the favor of the township, so as, you know, there are places probably where taxpayers are benefiting, but there's a lot of places where taxpayers are legitimately paying too much because there's some homework that hasn't been done by the assessor's office, mostly because whoever lived there didn't know and didn't complain.
Yeah, well, the thing that gets me is they valued those two lots way more than I believe they were ever worth. So that's the part that gets me, is they came up with a value that I couldn't even begin to try to sell them for that. They wouldn't sell. So I'd still be sitting on them had I done that. But again, that's my opinion, and I just don't think it worked out fairly. Because I could have broke those two lots off and went and said they're vacant lots. And then by looking at what's available in the neighborhood, I would have maybe paid $1,000 in taxes on those vacant lots. Not what I'm paying on them, you know, today, but they would have been so much cheaper as vacant lots. So it just, I guess it's a catch-22 that didn't work out, so.
Okay. Joanne, I'd like to welcome you too, I'm sorry. And we've already talked, come up anytime you need to. All right, number 13, oaths for elected officials. All right. Take it away, Joni.
Congratulations, you're the Easter Bunny next year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Forgot to slip that into her oath while she has a hand up.
So when we administer each one of the oaths, then we will both sign the oath. And if you just kind of hang around for a few minutes after the meeting, I can make a copy so you can have your oath when you leave. So,
And our badges.
yeah, yes. I also have these certificates from the county clerk for being elected, so I'll give you those as well. So, let's not make Johanna go first. Tim, come on.
She gets to be standing then too.
Please, come by the flag, it'll be a nice job.
Sorry, Scott.
Much picture taken for Rita? Nope.
Gotta read your email. I'm sorry. I, Timothy J. Parrish, having been elected to the office of Nunda Township trustee
And then elect to the office of Nunda trustee
in the township of Nunda,
in the township of Nunda,
in the county of McHenry,
in the county of Buchanan,
aforesaid do solemnly swear
for said solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Nunda Township trustee
of Nunda Township trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
We're not supposed to shake hands. Jen, I'm just gonna, maybe when you guys walk away, if you sign your top one, then I'll sign afterwards. Johanna, how about second?
No,
Gotta be some kind of privileges.
no.
Ready? Yeah. I don't know if I back up. You kids.
Too late.
I, Johanna Donahue,
I, Johanna Donahue,
having been elected to the office of Nunda Trustee, Township Trustee,
having been elected to the office of Nunda Trustee, Township Trustee,
I meant that. In the Township of Nunda,
in the Township of Nunda,
in the County of McHenry,
in the County of McHenry,
aforesaid do solemnly swear
aforesaid do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Nunda Township Trustee
of Nunda Township Trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Cheers, Simon. All right. Rob, no
You asked me to
nonsense.
don't ask me to uphold the Constitution of the state of Illinois, because I don't like what goes on down there.
No nonsense. Stop it. I, Rob Parrish,
I, Rob Parrish,
having been elected to the office of Nunda Township Trustee
having been elected to the office of Nunda Township Trustee
in the Township of Nunda,
in the Township of Nunda,
in the County of McHenry,
in the County of McHenry,
aforesaid do solemnly swear
aforesaid do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Nunda Township Trustee
of the Township Trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Karen. Ready?
Yep,
I, Karen Tinus,
I, Karen Tinus,
having been elected to
having been elected to
the office of Nunda Township Trustee
the office of Nunda Township Trustee
in the Township of Nunda,
in the Township of Nunda,
in the County of McHenry,
in the County of McHenry,
aforesaid do solemnly swear
aforesaid do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Nunda Township Trustee
of Nunda Township Trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
And we have one more. Courtney? Okay, just repeat after me. I, Courtney Sessler,
I, Courtney Sessler,
having been elected
having been elected
to the office of Nunda Township
of the office of Nunda Township
Deputy Clerk
Deputy Clerk
in the Township of Nunda,
in the Township of Nunda,
in the County of McHenry,
in the County of McHenry,
aforesaid do solemnly swear
aforesaid do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Nunda Township Deputy Clerk
of Nunda Township Deputy Clerk
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. You can just sign this. All right.
I need my pen. I just need my pen.
All right.
Congratulations, everyone. Lita.
No,
Oh, no, we already did it. Gosh, I thought I forgot
How
one.
about you?
We were done.
Oh, yeah, you're off.
I had
The
to go
clerk.
first, and Joe Terrio
Right.
gave me my oath. And the road commissioner is on a certain time frame, so his had to be done earlier. And Lita was a witness, and we did Lita's at the same time. Okay.
All right, number 14, motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Tim?
All in favor?
Aye.
adjourn,
Motion carried.
motion.
I'm retired now.
Okay.
What are you gonna do on Thursday nights at 7?
We have a couple of things. Thanks, Tim.
We have to change Courtney. I put elected instead of appointed.